I've been looking for you. I thought you might have already left.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ah, here you are.
What are you doing? How does it feel?
Oh, very good. Maintenance is important, as they say.
You're him, aren't you?
What do you say, Wendy? Shall we dream together, you and I?
You're the claw.
Hello and welcome to Merlin Reviews. Today we shall be discussing the main antagonist of GunXSword, the mysterious man simply known as the Claw.
I'll be back.
No, not that one. Much like that villain, though, he is shrouded in mystery for the first half of the anime series. The main character Van and his allies are pursuing the Claw, all of them being connected to some tragedy caused by the man. His true name is never revealed, given his title for the robotic clawed hand he has in place of a real one. He murdered the wives of both Van and Ray, creating their primary motivations for vengeance against him. In fact, the audience learns that they were murdered because they posed a possible threat to his ultimate plan. Or his dream, as he calls it. The Claw actually murdered the 7 original Guardians of Endless Illusion, the planet where the series takes place, and replaced them with his own mech pilots. He is a true cult leader and a religious fanatic, convincing many of his followers to go along with his ultimate plan. The plan is revealed to be, spoilers approaching fast here, mass genocide. Well, half genocide. The Claw wishes to start a terraforming process, and through it, unifying the human race on a whole new level. He's even willing to do it through self-sacrifice, making him pretty much the most disturbing messiah figure ever. Realizing that human conquest wasn't enough to unite the world, he believes that mankind must be changed to create true harmony. Specifically, he wishes to utilize ancient technology to change humanity on a fundamental, biological, and spiritual level. All mankind would be united as one hive collective, with no individuality. They would be one whole, with no personal motivations, theoretically ending all conflict. Of course, also eliminating free will. A subtle caveat to this is the fact that the Claw will infuse his own being with everyone else, effectively making everyone an extension of himself. In other words, true godhood. Think the ending of Evangelion, kind of along those lines. As bizarre and terrifying as this sounds, it provides the audience with one of the most fascinating villains in all of anime and probably all fiction. While I will admit that the general concept is nothing new, it's the true sincerity of the Claw's belief in doing good and helping the world which makes him so interesting and really quite terrifying. In Dungeons & Dragons, there are several basic moral spectrums. The Claw here is the absolute pinnacle of lawful evil. Even villains like Frollo from Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame did seem to revel in their evil acts to some extent. The Claw truly wants to help people, and his motivations seem to be motivated by some warped type of compassion. Then again, he's obviously totally insane. It's almost as if he's not entirely aware of what he's doing. In one episode, when some of his men rebelled against him, he actually embraced one, clawing into the man's back and murdering him, and then seeming horrified that he did that. It was suggested that the Claw was one of a group of humans who fled from Earth, with the group ultimately all killing one another. The Claw was the only survivor. This suggests that the man saw a great deal of carnage, and this became his primary motivator to save the world. Strange as it sounds, he may actually be the nicest genocidal maniac I've ever seen. He seems to enjoy the tranquility of nature and animals and often reaches out to his enemies through pacifistic means, only using violence as an absolute last resort. He will kill you if he needs to, but he does give you as much leeway as possible for a villain. I would almost say that his madness really keeps him from seeming truly evil, just really disturbed, except for a few subtle things. Though he did seem saddened by that death in particular, he always denies any of his actions as being morally wrong. The ends truly justify the means with him, claiming he's doing what's best for humanity. He also shows no real remorse when his subordinates die, despite their utter devotion to him. the Claw also seems to really see himself as superior to others, enlightened in some way. In fact, he wanted to make himself the dominant force to unite the world, and he views Van as something far beneath him, mocking him for his simple worldview. It's true that Van may have had no real interest in the Claw's ultimate designs and ambitions, but his drive for vengeance is equally as powerful. The Claw even seems to truly admire Van for this. Even in death, he still seems consumed by a dark, twisted love. The Claw is one of the best representations of religious fanaticism and true insanity, but with some interesting spiritual concepts behind them. Many Eastern religions preach the shedding of the individual desire, and the idea that life is a journey based on spiritual connection with others, and that is the ultimate goal of spiritual ascension. Still, it hardly excuses the actions of one such as the Claw. In truth, the Claw is a very underrated villain, but that's really more from the handling of the series overall. We never get much of a solid foundation for his actions, or entirely how he planned to execute his goals. He's also killed a bit quickly and unceremoniously, though this is a fitting contradiction for how over-the-top and grandiose a villain he was. It's unfortunate that he and Van never really got that much interaction. Even so, he was a force to be reckoned with, who really brings meaning to the phrase, "The way to hell can indeed be made with the best intentions." Well, those are my thoughts on the Claw. Please let me know your thoughts below, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Alright everyone, stay magical, my friends.